Ladies and gentlemen, rock stars of all ages, welcome to the Tone Church. I am the Tone Priest. I would like to introduce to you the Tweed Amp Ringer. Oops. Tweed Amp Ringer. This here is a pedal that I created, and this is the very limited Guitologist edition, and a little background on that. The Guitologist actually inspired me to get into all this amplifier and effects pedal tinkering, so I'm very fond of him, and to show my appreciation, I wanted to build Bradley a pedal. But Brad's pretty much a plug straight into the amp type of guy. He doesn't play a lot of pedals, so I was thinking, I had a little thought experiment. If I was going to build the Guitologist a pedal, what would it be? And I got to thinking, he and we like to restore very, very old amplifiers from like the 50s or even the 40s. Now, when you're doing an amplifier that's old, they're very rare. And a lot of times the circuits, guitar amplification wasn't at the point in its evolution that it's at now. And also a lot of these amplifiers were multi-purpose. They were used for PAs, they were used for harmonica, they were used for all sorts of stuff. So the original circuits in these amplifiers don't always sound great. So if you're restoring and repairing one of these things, you have a little bit of a quandary. Do you stay faithful to the original circuit? Because again, these things are very rare, and a lot of these are like museum pieces. So you kind of want to lead towards being faithful to the original circuit, but some of the values of the components in the circuit itself doesn't always lead to great guitar tone. And a lot of these amplifiers, they don't even have a tone knob, and they don't have reverb. So I was thinking, I bet I know what kind of pedal Brad would use for an amp like that. The Tweed Amp Ringer. What this is, it's a dual pedal. This first section here is a Baxandall equalizer with treble, middle, and bass. And it also has gain. So you can push the front end of the amplifier and get some more out of it. And then the second half is reverb, and it has simulated digital simulated spring reverb. And that's what it does. So it'll take an amplifier such as a Tweed amp that may not sound great, and hopefully, just a little bit of tweaking can make it sound awesome. Now, if only we had a Tweed amp around here. Oh, well, look at this. We just so happen to have a 1954 Supro. I know you can't read it, but it says Supro, or it used to. Supro Golden Holiday. Look at this beautiful piece of history right here. Very much in the Tweed era, because we have Tweed covering. We have two, I forget what they are, 6x9s or 5x8s or something like that. Two speakers in there. And let me put her on the face so we can take a look at the hardware a little bit. It's pretty neat. Oh yeah, you see that? Not only is the transformer a bunch of heavy iron, we got some serious iron tubes right there. This is the original Printed Darkness right here. We have a pair of RCA Meatball logo 6v6s, a 5y3, and the metal tubes. We have a 6SQ7, and I believe a pair of 6SC7s. Nice. And this is one of those amps where they got the output transformer mounted to the speaker, one of the speakers anyway, and just a beautiful Tweed covering and some nice Art Deco looking design. This is a cool amp. But this was one of the first amplifiers I ever put back together when I started tinkering. And I got it back together running, and you know, it works, but I never really played it that much because it didn't sound all that great. It was kind of woolly and dull. Well, let's plug this sucker in and see if we can fix that. Here we go. Alright, we're plugged into our 1954 Golden Holiday. We have the Tweed Amp Ringer hooked up. Right now everything is off. Here's our clean tone. As you can see, it's very dry. A little bit dull. Ding! And, you know, a little bit woolly, just kind of a little bit uninspired. So, let's kick in the ringer here. Now, with the EQ section, with all the EQ knobs set at 12 o'clock, and the gain knob set at, like, you know, 10:30, this should be completely transparent. So let's find out. Well, certainly appears to be. So let's tweak this up a little bit. Let's give it a bunch of high end. We'll leave the mid where it's at and cut some of the bass. Ooh, that sounds a little better. Let's kick in a little bit of reverb. There we go. That's starting to sound real. And while we're at it, why don't we goose up the front end a little bit by raising the gain. Woo! Cut back a little more of this bass. We'll leave the mid where it's at. Oh, let's cut it just a little bit. A little more high end. Turn down our volume knob a little bit. See what we can do. If we want to go totally crazy with the reverb, crank that sucker up. That is nuts. But we need to hear it in a full mix. And what song should we play? You know, I've been watching the Guitarologist for a long time, and I don't know him, I've never spoken to him personally, but I feel like we understand each other, that we just get each other.
Bobby! 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 Be nice, Bob.
That we can communicate on a metaphysical level using airwaves in the sky. Almost like this. Well, there you go. There you have it. How fun was that? Oh, yes. You get to hear the Tonepriest butcher the greatest rock and roll song ever created, written. And he did it using this thing here, a Supro. I guess it's just a Sue now. A Sue Golden Holiday, created back in 1954, back when Jesus was still a corporal. And we kicked it up a notch with an effects pedal we made. that was, it started from just a thought experiment. What kind of pedal would the guitarist use? I think he might use this. Why don't we send it to him and see what he can come up with. So guitars, all the guitars were just this, into that, into that. And the bass, we did direct. I tried playing the bass through the Golden Holiday here, but yeah, I wasn't having it. I don't want to stress these old speakers. These things are, you know, practically mummified. So we didn't want to press our luck playing the bass through there. But so we ended up plugging the bass guitar into the tonepriest Sheol pedal, and we only used this half, the right half, the compressor half, and then direct into Reaper, and there you go. I thought it sounded pretty good. A little radar lovage. Alright everybody, I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank my Patreon supporters, thumbs uppers, subscribers, commenters, and most importantly, your mom. Rock on and prosper, everyone.
Done!